Welcome to Building Fortunes Radio. Make sure you check us out at buildingfortunesradio.com. Along with our marketing partners, we're here to help our PM Marketing Network Lead customers build their businesses and make the world a better place. At Building Fortunes, we know how much your business means to you and the people important to you. So spread the word, tell a friend, join our newsletter, and go make a difference in your world. Now on to our show with your host, Peter Mingils.
Hello, everyone. Peter Mingils here. You're listening to us on Building Fortunes Radio. It's www.buildingfortunesradio.com. This is a super special radio show segment for me because I get a chance to interview Dee Baer. There's only one Dee in anybody's life, as far as I'm concerned. Her last name is Baer. She married Mr. Bob Baer, which is a cool story. But Dee, we actually gave her own segment. If you go to buildingfortunesradio.com/Dee, it's spelled JODEE, all small letters, all squished together. buildingfortunesradio.com/Dee. When I met Dee several years ago, it was through a referral from a great friend, and he says, you got to talk to Dee. This great friend knew that we were building Fortunes Radio, and I wanted to highlight and broadcast and put a platform together for people doing the right things in home-based businesses. And he said, you got to talk to Dee. The very day that I made that initial contact with Dee, I sincerely say I knew I was, quote-unquote, never going to be the same. And I mean that because there was just an electricity. There was an energy. There was an excitement about Dee Baer that was electrifying. And I said, this is going to be fun. I think she's going to be hard to keep up with. And that's hard for me to say because I'm usually the one that people can't keep up with. But I'm like, oh, my gosh, this gal's exciting. Then as we started to do our radio shows, I learned she was super smart. So super smart on building businesses, home-based businesses, direct sales, health and nutrition, like super-duper smart. Hard worker like you've never seen before. This gal, I say gal playfully and affectionately, is one hard worker. Oh, my goodness. She will run you ragged. And it's just fun to be around. So Dee is all of that and then some. And I said, Dee, what's really great is as you're building this new home-based business, I know you're doing it without advantage. There's no hidden deals. There's no secret sauce. There's no secret anythings to this. You're just going out there building a home-based business, and I'd love to be able to document that. And over the last couple of years, we have documented the things that she's done with the new company she's with called Success by Health. You'll hear the leaders. They are excellent people with a wide range of backgrounds, everything from doctors to they even have like guys that just horses, like chiropractors for horses, if you will, and everything in between. So we've had moms and we've had just great people, retirees and swimming coaches, and Die's a marathon runner, and she's just amazing. So I can't brag enough about Dee Baer. And the cool thing about this, too, and Bob's cool. Bob's the husband behind the whole thing. Bob's cool. But the great thing is that he just really supports her in her business, and she's been doing amazing things. So for those people that might be looking for something where they can get that extra spark in their life and make some extra money and, make some meaningful things in their life, you want to work with Dee Baer. So go to buildingfortunesradio.com/Dee for this as well as the previous radio shows. And today is super special because she's announcing something that you'll want to listen to, and this is going to bring her business as well as the other people she's working with to that nextest level. So if you're looking for a quantum leap jump, you want to listen to Dee Baer. So Dee, over to you.
Hey, Peter, thank you so much for that introduction. All I'm going to say is you want to work with somebody on the side of building another phase of your business. You want to work with Peter Mingils. Peter, it has been my delight and my joy and my privilege to work with the Peter PM man. Yes, he's the man that can. And I thank you so much for what you've done for us and for our businesses as well, and primarily with us at Success by Health now. But for those of you that don't know a little bit about me, my story, I'm going to give you a little bit of a different take on the Dee Baer story. Yes, small-town girl from Montana, grew up, we had one traffic light. Well, when I left to go and seek my fortune and my fame, traveling the world, with being a classically trained vocal musician, well, there was no longer a traffic light in the town. There was just a caution light. Caution, Jody is left. I think maybe is what it said. But what I can truthfully say is this. I went on my path because I knew at age 18 that I wanted to travel the world with what my talent was, being classically trained as a vocal musician. And I did just that. I traveled the world, sang in Vienna, sang in Germany, sang for the Pope, sang in Montreal, all 4 major opera houses in the United States. Well, that was because I believed if I wanted to really experience my life, I had to expand my life into travel. And frankly, it was beautiful. I was swept up as being Madame Butterfly for my first husband. He went ahead and proposed to me. We had 2 children. You know the story. The boys were in diapers. At this point, my mother was diagnosed with pancreatic and liver cancer, and my trajectory changed. I had this wonderful talent as a musician and was singing with the Atlanta Opera at that time. But guess what? I needed to find my passion, and my passion became health, because I found the great Ganoderma, which is the foundation of Success by Health's products. The great Ganoderma that gave my mother length of life way beyond her 6 weeks to live diagnosis, gave me optimal health this 20 years ago, being someone who had a situation with stage 4 melanoma. But what happened in the meantime, I found direct sales. And I found something that you could actually get paid what you're worth rather than what the job was worth. You could go ahead and build it. At that point, for me, I had these 2 that were went from diapers to training pants. I needed something for me. So if you're looking for that something for you, just decide and do. And then if you have the drive, and especially with this travel, you get in your car and you drive to your vision. Because I'm going to ask you one thing, ladies and gentlemen, on this radio show. What are your hopes? What are your dreams? And what is the vehicle, speaking of drive, what is the vehicle that gets you there? What I can say is, for me, it has been direct sales, because I was able to create something around the nooks and crannies of my life. That's where everybody starts, because I'm going to wait for all the lights coming back, the traffic light, of course. I'm going to wait for all the lights to be green. Nobody's ever going to go. I found the time that I had. I made that decision right with the time that I had, and guess what? I was able to build a phenomenal business that then when my husband left me the note on the kitchen table and said, I'm not coming home, which he really, really meant. I knew he really, really meant it when I went to the bank and the only number in it was 0. I went to work. I made my decision. I worked my decision, and then I worked drive into my decision to the point of relentlessness, because we were 3 months behind on every single bill. What is a single mom going to do? She's going to get to work. You see, my sons were very gifted in the sport of swimming. That takes money. Are you going to say no to your children? Are you going to say no to their dreams? Because so many people do that every single day. 97% of people are bought into this 14,000 hours. I'm going to work 40 hours a week to then for 40 years. And then when you're my age at 65, you're going to retire on 40% less, and they're going to award you this money I call it in social insecurity. Is that going to work? No. What you're going to do is you're going to work for yourself, so you never have to work a single day of your life. And that's what I did with my son. To this day, my youngest son said a year ago, well, actually 9 months ago when he got married, he said, I really never felt like my mom worked. That was the best compliment I could have gotten. Why? Because I was always there. But this gave me this direct sales industry, financial time, and really stress-free freedom. This is very important because you see during those times when they were swimmers, they went from the club ranks to the high school to collegiate to the world stage. That took money, but it also took travel money. I figured out the other day that when in 1996, now that is almost, it's 27 years ago. Okay, I don't do math, but 23 years ago. Okay, math is not my strong set, but I can figure 50% of what I'm going to tell you, that we make 50% on this travel thing. Peter, I can figure that out. But back to my story, what I can tell you is this. 23 years ago, when we were doing this 1996 money, okay, I spent over $70,000 per year on travel for my sons. Now, what if this single mom who still had to drive her sons because they didn't both drive at the time, and we had to fly to Bermuda, to Montreal. We lived in Atlanta. We flew to Tokyo, you name it. Was I going to let my sons loose myself? Are you kidding me? My mama didn't raise no fool. I went with them, so there were 3 of us traveling. What if I could have saved that money? Think about where my dollars could have gone. I made the money, but my goodness, my stress and my nest egg would have been a lot less, and my nest egg would have been a lot more. So what we've come full circle here, and many of you know that I joined forces after marriage, saying yes to Bob Baer. I joined back with direct sales. Why? Because I knew it could give me the same time, financial and stress-free freedom. This was after working my own corporate health coaching business, which cost me $300,000, not the $49,000 that it's going to take for you to become a part of Success by Health. But this is what I know, is that I was able to go ahead and come back into the industry that gave me so much as a young mom of 2 in training pants and a young stay-at-home mom to single mom. It gave me the same things that I could have the time, financial, and the stress-free freedom with my husband, Bob Baer. This is what I know, is that coming now full circle with Mr. J. Noland as we launched Success by Health 2 years ago. I had the privilege to be coached by Mr. Noland as a part of a company where we were doing a beta test. He was a corporate coach. My numbers doubled. My volume doubled, and so did my paycheck. All the while, I had to be a homebound business. You know, Peter Mingils said it was a home-based business. Well, this was homebound because my husband was going through some health challenges. My income still skyrocketed. It was because Mr. J. Noland builds strong people. So when we heard that he was going ahead and starting his 3rd and legacy company, there was no doubt, because he lives in the no-doubt zone. He said, I live a no-doubt life. I'm going to call this into existence because I live a no-doubt every day of my life. So if you live a no-doubt life, I want you to really listen to what you're about to hear here, and it is this. Mr. J. Noland started the Success by Health business. We eclipsed all records. In the last 2 years, we are growing faster than Microsoft, Burger King, and Facebook did at this time. Okay? That should give you clues, because all the man knows how to do is win. Being an ex-Major League Baseball player and knowing that he broke Kenny Henderson's record for stolen bases, they called him Lightning. And what he's doing with Success by Health is building it lightning fast. This is what I know, that we started Success by Health. We eclipsed all kinds of records. You know this trajectory. And he said that we would dominate every area of people's life. And this is what we're doing now with Voz Travel, a new vertical under Success by Health. And for those of you that are brand new, looking for a home-based business, this is what we've done. We've created Success by Health, being the parent company, a new vertical of which there will be at least 3 more that I know in the next 90 days. Now, that's moving like he did from first to second base, lightning fast. This is what I also know, that he is doing it so that people can really feel true abundance with their lives, being at a state peak performance. As a health coach and nutritionist, I believe that you have to take command in all 6 areas of your life. You've heard me say this before: mental, social, physical, financial, spiritual, and mental. And when you can take control over all 6 arenas of your life, then you become a better person. You impact those in your social circle, those that are in your family, and you affect the world. And this is what we're doing now, affecting the world with Voz Travel. So get ready. After the break, You'll hear all about Voss Travel. But before we go to commercial break, Peter, I want everybody to know this coming Saturday, the 9th of November, I'll be at Mission Inn, and this is in Howey in the Hills. It's 40 minutes northwest of Orlando. And at 10:30, we'll be doing a Success Saturday. And then I will be down with the world-renowned homeopathic, naturopathic healer extraordinaire, Dr. Jim Marinakis, in Boca Raton on the 16th, same time, 10:30. Check it out. Call me, Joe D, at 678-522-3757, or send a message through buildingfortunesradio.com/Jody, and we'll give you details on these events. And after the commercial break, we will hear about Voz, Spanish for the voice of travel. Back to you, Peter.
We'll be right back.
Thanks for listening to Building Fortunes Radio. If you sell a product or service, then you should check out PM Marketing's NetworkLeads.com. Just visit www.networkleads.com. For over 18 years, PM Marketing has helped distributors build their home-based businesses through lead generation, website development, automated email delivery systems, and sales training. If you're looking for a way to increase your skills and increase the number of people that see your product or opportunity, NetworkLeads.com can help. To learn more, visit www.networkleads.com. Ask about their lead management system, capture pages, personalized websites, MLM training, humongous blogs, the humongous classified ad network, Building Fortunes Radio, or their webinar schedule. NetworkLeads.com can be your one-stop shop for everything you need. And now, back to our show.
And we are back. Peter Mingils here with Dee Baer. Go to buildingfortunesradio.com/Jody. Now, I have to mention this because there's a lot of people that listen in live, but this is a special segment that we're doing at a different time, and we'll be replaying this as we go. So if you're listening to one of our replays, either on the radio show or through the website, we're talking about right now, today is November, it's 2019, so if she's talking about launching something or having a meeting, remember to call her to find out what the latest news is, but this is just brand new, and we wanted to bring this breaking news during the week during a regular show that we don't usually do for Jody. We usually do Sunday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, so we may replay this on a Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern as well. So if you're listening in, this is the live version, but you might be listening to a replay. So back to you, Jody.
Thank you, Peter. Yes, Voz, the voice of travel, Spanish for voice. Now, this is a personal travel experiences, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking to have you, the end consumer, save money, make memories, and because people like to travel. We travel when we go out of our driveway every single day. You know, don't you know other people that travel? I mean, everybody does. From millennials, they like to just experience and learn about themselves. Gen Xers, well, they want adventure. And me, like a baby boomer, what am I looking for? I'm looking for being with friends, family, and enjoying experiences, because 45% of people, Peter, have travel on their bucket list. And you know what? 82% of all people will have travel on their January 2020 New Year's resolution. I always think of George Bailey. I think of him. It's a Wonderful Life. Someday I'm going to travel the world. Well, George Bailey wasn't wrong. Everybody feels that way. And so you know where I'm going with this. Why don't more people travel? Well, it's money. And guess what? We at Voz Travel can fix that. These are the statistics by Deloitte & Touche, staggering. This is per day, Peter. $2.8 billion spent in the U.S. in travel per day. It's double in Europe. And in Asia, it's a staggering $6.1 billion per day. It's an $8.8 trillion industry. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 4 seconds. That's $1 million that was spent in travel, just like that. So why is travel projected to skyrocket in the next year? Well, because airline fares are down. I know, what I spent just going to Iowa. It was ridiculously low, even to Des Moines the other day when I went and worked with the horse chiropractor with Clayton Miller's team up there in Iowa. It was ridiculously low. See, airline prices are going down. Consumers are seeking experiences versus products. They want that piece of the big, fat pie. They want to see the world. And, yes, travel is dominated by some big players, of which I'm not going to mention. But these giants, and you think, do they have all of the price wars? Do they have everything sewn up? Well, not really, because if you can come into a market kind of like that expensive cup of coffee, I'm going to come back with coffee because we will always, at Successful Health, lead with coffee. Our Ganoderma-infused coffee. You see, there's a coffee that the first word, it begins with S and ends with S. People pay a premium for that experience. So think what people are paying for that experience of coffee. You see, the same thing goes with travel. So 60% of people are hungry. They're hungry for these unique experiences, and they're willing to pay for it. But check this out. This is what we know. Something about marketing, and Peter, you know this with marketing. People want to be marketed to. They're dying and they're begging, please market to me so that I know what's out. Big Brother is watching you to see what your buying patterns are on the internet. I wanted to be marketed because I don't have the time, the energy, or the patience to look through and make the absolute delightful vacation of a lifetime for my 5 grandkids. But if I marketed you on the internet, for instance, and they tell me what I'm going to do, then I will have a better experience, and then I will make the better experience for others. So what if we follow these clues? See, we know that travelers want new experiences, and then travelers want personalization as well. So what if you could have both? Wouldn't that be amazing? I mean, Peter, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? I mean, the thing that we know, the Voice of Travel will do this. See, it's a revolutionary travel platform. Other direct selling companies have platforms, but we own our own platform. You will hear this, all the way. When Mr. J. Noland started his company, we are a debt-free company. He owns what he builds because he wants that piece of real estate. So we own our own platform. That makes a huge, huge difference. See, every travel experience for you or anybody out there is personally curated, screened, and it's with affordable prices. This is how we work this worldwide network. The heart of Voz is all of these networks. We have over 250 airlines. The Travel Girl, who really my memoirs are going to be written up in Tales of a Travel Girl by Bob Baer, by the way, the author and the best-selling author. Tales of a Travel Girl, My Life in a Ziploc Bag. I did not know that there are 250 airlines. We have over 800,000 hotel relationships. We have no blackout periods, and anything that you earn, even as an end consumer, it's dollar for dollar rewards. You know how you go out there on one of the competitors and you spend $50,000 and you get one hotel room free? I know that. I've been there. This is dollar for dollar. So then I go, and as an elite travel affiliate, I'm going to go and curate people at the House of the Mouse, not necessarily Disney. How about these local businesses that would love for the exposure and getting the word out there by their businesses and getting them into having a better profit margin by bringing them into the Voz at the local experience. And then everyone experiences this ultimate real-life travel experience, period. This is how we do it. Once again, we take new experiences. This is our equation, plus personalization. Then we add another component, and it's TDNA. It's Dina. We own, that's the second time I've said this, our own artificial intelligence. Think of Dina as being Cortana, Alexa, Siri. Dina, tell me what I want to do. Dina will maximize your joy as a traveler and will make similar recommendations from other travelers that they picked up of these experiences, and they will fit within your budget. See, we with Voz Travel say it will always be a 5-star experience with no less than a 3-star accommodation. And you say, but how is this going to work? Every single day, there are hotel rooms that go unused. There are airline seats that aren't used, that go empty. There are theme parks that would love to have more visitors. Remember, no blackout dates. But what if they have their seats filled? Will they be happier? So at Voz Travel, these prices are negotiated. And, oh, by the way, as one of our airlines, we actually have a relationship and a vending agreement with Southwest Airlines. They don't do that with anybody. You can go to the competition out there with travel sites. You'll never see Southwest Airlines. You got to go shop them separately. Well, they're shopping with Voz Travel. So this is what I know. Dina, your experiences and the voice of travel, those three are going to know where you've come from, what you've done, and they're going to tell you where you want to go. See, Dina's going to capture this information back to this artificial intelligence. It's going to know let's say, my basic demographics. I live in Central Florida. They know what I do online. I might be looking for wine tastings. I'm not going to be looking for things at Hobby Lobby. That's not me. They're going to go ahead and do a self-assessment engagement by what I say. And then there will be travel and activity history, maybe from Facebook, maybe from things I post to my friends and family. They're going to know that this grandmother of 5 wants to take all 5 of her grandchildren on a week-long cruise. They're not going to send me up to the Antarctic. That was when my grandchildren are down to the Antarctic. This is when my grandchildren were younger. They're going to know what this grandmother wants to do. So once again, we've got Voz experiences plus our TDNA personalization. Seriously, Peter, we could stop there and have a truly disruptive, personalized experience. But we added the third pillar, Voz plus TDNA, and the third one is paid forward. See, we believe at Success by Health that we need to help a lot of people along the way make money. You've heard me say that my checks, thanks to Mr. J. Noland's incredible, powerful commission plan, I have never seen this much money, and that was on a $20 bag of coffee. You just wait and see what I'm just about fixing to tell you right here, right now. That was kind of Southern, but I'm fixing to tell you, all right? This is what I know, is that we have got a lot, just incredible amounts of money, and I'm not making any income claims that I've been privileged to see. But because Mr. J. Noland, the CEO and founder, said he would never do it again for money, he is not building this company for money. He's building it for legacy. Never, ever, ever in my life have I seen checks with a comma the way I've seen these. And this is how he's going to help the newest person, even the end consumer, save money, have experiences, and make money, save money along the way. It's the paid forward program, 5 simple steps. Redeem, refer, recruit, review, and repeat. So what is this? The 5 R's. I love little things like this. I love acrostics. I always remember this. You were going to save money on your own traveler, even as a traveler and end consumer all the time. As an elite travel affiliate, you will make earnings on every single platform all the time. And then you will marvel how this works. You see, when you redeem, you're going to go, OMG, what an experience. Remember, 5-star experiences, no less than 3-star accommodations. Then you're going to refer others. You're going to say, well, just with a free pass, I would say something like this. Peter, go ahead and before you hit the click button, you do travel, don't you?
Sure.
You're going to say yes. Yeah. You're going to travel. So before you go on your next trip, would you do me a favor? Before you hit the click button, would you go to my website and see if I can save you money? And if I do, would you go ahead and shop with me if I saved you money? You would, wouldn't you?
Sure.
Absolutely. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to refer people to getting their trip. Remember, I'm going to recruit local vendors. Like I said when I was up in Iowa, wouldn't people love to see the largest balloon museum in the world? I bet it is. Balloons would go up in the cornfields in Iowa. They wouldn't go up in the Rocky Mountains. What a cool excursion that's local. This is how we expand global, we think local by recruiting. And then after you've done your trip, Peter, you and I are going to capture it on Facebook with our pictures. You're going to put out a survey. So then Dina can curate this experience and pay it forward to others. So keep on traveling, keep earning, keep serving. It is that easy. It's a win-win-win because more travel, you get a better lifestyle. It gives you a better experience in all 6 pillars of your life. Remember the emotional, social, mental, physical, financial, and spiritual? You have a better lifestyle. That's a win. Then you're going to help communities locally by recruiting local vendors. How about historical preservation? Peter, where I used to live and where you live in Palm Coast, don't we want to save the loggerhead turtles and marine lands? What if we knew that every single time, yes, absolutely, every single time, what if we knew that we would take the first fruits of our money, again, with Voz Travel, would go to these places that you have traveled, so just a little bit will add up to a lot bit for our wonderful, wonderful whales and life that's in marine land. That's a win. Then that is a historical preservation. And don't forget, when you're on the go, being a travel girl, a travel guy, you're going to take the best-selling travel coffee in the world. We're always going to lead with coffee. That's the 4th win. So, this is how we do it. It's Voz Travel plus TDNA. Then we've got to have the paid forward program. This is what you need to understand, that with everything, you've got the big conglomerates. Those are online travel agents. But then you have travel suppliers. You have hotels, rental cars, cruise lines, airlines, vacation homes. Well, there are those rooms, as I said before, that go unused. Those cruise lines, the cabins aren't used. That's where wholesale travel comes in, this $8.8 trillion, yes, $1 trillion worth of inventory that goes unused. This is what we're going to do. Voz, the voice of travel, is a gateway to all things travel. We're talking about hotels, rental cars, homes, flights, weeks, marketplaces, cruises, golf excursions, shore excursions, theme parks. I already said restaurants, I believe, wine clubs. How about an outdoor adventure tour? How about going on a safari at a discount? Well, everybody goes ahead and wins. This is what I know, that every single time that an elite travel affiliate passes a pass to you, you can get up to 35% as an end user, Peter. I can get up to 75% on every single one of those that we talked about. And guess what happens with the price spread? Myself as an elite travel affiliate, that, let's say it's a $1,600 difference. I will get half for passing you the pass. Half for the pass. That almost rhymes too, doesn't it? So do you think it would be worth it to pass something that's going to take you less than a minute to someone, they click on it, and you make $800 on the $1,600? Now, what happens to the other $1,800 or $800 of the $1,600? Success by Health takes 10% to give back, and the other 40% is paid to the same 6-tier commission that we have in Success by Health. So the end consumer saves money, you make money. Isn't that a win-win? So this is what we're looking at. I'm just looking at these fees. Simple theoretical example. There's a hotel room in London, England, $333 a night. On Voz Travel, it's $165. This is another place in Orlando, Misty Dunes, know it well, $183 a night. Voz Travel, $74. You do the math. Weekly car rental, high season, $230 weekly, $138. You save almost $100. But how about a week in Aruba? You're going to save every single night $60 on high season. So isn't it great that you can make money while you travel? Who'd ever think about that? But then save other people's money along the way. And this is how it goes. And Peter, I'm going a little over. Are we okay? You can give me about 5 more minutes. Are we good to go? Okay.
You got it. You got it. You're good.
So let's say it's Peter. He's got this busy internet business. Okay, he's going to pass out one pass a month. Just one. He's going to take 2 months off. Let's say if that one person takes one trip a year, which that's the national average, people go on 2 vacations a year, and the average trip saved is $650. This is just a simple theoretical example. These 10 people saved $6,500. You, Peter, would get $3,250 in your pocket for passing a pass.
Wow.
Okay.
That's
now, yeah. So how about you get these 10 people? Let's say that you're just out here. You're going to pass out. I'm going to get a little more aggressive. How about 2 per week? Oh, big, hairy deal. Remember that? Decide and work it around your nooks and crannies of your life. Okay. That 1 trip per year, $650 average. Now, what do you get? That's $65,000 in savings. Would you like the half of $32,500? That's cool. How about if you, just with some casual effort, you have 10 people. You're building kind of a little bit of a part-time team around that JOB, that one that just out of over bondage, journey of broke. You want to get through that? Well, this is 1 trip per year. You've got 10,000 customers. All right? This is your 10 giving out 10, and that's 100, and they give out 10. That's still just part-time effort. You're looking at an average monthly potential income for you. It's $600 a day, Peter. It's almost $20,000 a month, or $250,000 a year. Now, is that going to take time to build? Absolutely. But remember that 40 years, 40 hours, and you're going to retire on 40% less? Think about the people in Florida that you and I can save from saying that, well, we wanted to travel in our golden years, but we didn't have the money. How about being on the ball and taking that down just one more tier level down to that 5th tier and getting 100,000 customers? I can tell you that's everybody doing 100. And when I'm talking about this 6-tier model, I'm not bragging, just saying. Yours truly is on the 3rd tier after less than 2 years of having product with a $20 bag of coffee with Mr. J. Noland's, his Success by Health, a $20 bag of coffee, and it's not 50% on a $650 trip. There's a lot of difference between $20 of coffee and $650 in travel, isn't it, Peter?
Absolutely.
See how much quicker this is going to happen. And I know that I've gotten that 3rd tier income from this. I can see it in my paycheck, and that's why Bob Bear loves me even more. So what's going to happen back to this when you get those 10 to do 10 to do 10, and you're down to that 4th tier? It's $4,000 a day, it's $128,000 per month, and it's $1.5 million in a year. Now, I can figure out people that want to travel and make money, save money, and then be able to pass it forward. And all of this doesn't cost you like it did with my business and my corporate health coaching business, that I prayed that somebody would hire me, even though I had a really great idea about the 21 days to peak performance, because I'd lived it. All right? But I didn't know that that is a risk. $300,000, didn't break even for 3 years. 85% of all small businesses go broke within 2 years, but I made it. This is a big $49 to become an elite travel affiliate because we're in pre-launch. You have the availability. You come through our parent company, Success by Health. You have the availability of buying into this launch at, it's not $19.95. This product package will go up to $3,500 within the next 3 months. We are officially launching this opportunity and platform mid-December. We're training at our global kickoff in San Diego in the end of January. This is what I know. This movement pack, what does it give you? It gives you a $1,500 training with some of the best in the travel industry. It gives you virtual training with Mr. J. Noland of over $400, and it gives you a free ticket to the global launch, over $2,500 in training, and 200 passes to give out to anybody you wish for only $12.95. If you want to become a founder, just like we've had founders in SBH, you've heard me say every single person I think that's come on my radio show since we started has either been a founder or both a global ambassador. Why? Because it's back to real estate. This is why Mr. J. Noland made this platform. Don't you want to have some real estate? How about having a real estate equity position of an $8.8 trillion industry? When we have our 300 founders sold out, of which They will be throughout Canada, Europe, Asia, Latin America, Africa, and Australia and New Zealand. And we've just started to penetrate the African, Asian, and Australian market. It will take us a while, but we'll have 3,000 founder packs, and Mr. J. Noland is paying out. And I hope it's 2 years from now when we hit $1 billion, which I know we will. You will get a 2.5% divided by the 3,000 of the gross profits. Every other platform that I've seen in company, they pay out on net profits, and they can do the shell game with the profits. Remember, Mr. J. Noland only said that he would do the best, be the best. He's going for number one, and he never would do anything for money. That is the J. Noland difference. You see, SBH is surrounding the industry. We're more than just travel now. We started with coffees, teas, and the best Ganoderma-infused nutraceuticals on planet Earth. Now we're into travel and lifestyle. We've already entered the hemp, the CBD, click AM, PM market with Ganoderma-infused hemp with nanotechnology. In January, we're going to launch cryptocurrency, which will be currency not with greed, but to pay it forward to underdeveloping countries. Just like we're done with our orphanage in Kenya. That's now 1,000 strong. We're building dormitories there. We have finished breaking ground for our at-risk place for adolescents and young adults that are victims of human trafficking in Colombia. And we have 600 homeless children that are in high school that we're taking care of in Las Vegas, which has more of a higher per capita homeless ratio than any other place in the United States. But then we've got Success by Music. That's the one that makes me smile, being a classically trained musician and just one that I know what music does to soothe and move the soul. But that we'll have personal growth. We'll have mega industries that Mr. J. Noland is just speaking into existence because he lives in a no-doubt life. And so should you, with no doubt. I mean, doesn't this make sense? I mean, there is a money to be made, and there's excitement in being something so brand new, and it's all about paying it forward to those that need it the most. But I can truthfully say, I'm going to end with this, Peter, the story of Wayne. I met Wayne when I first moved to Orlando. I thought this was very, very fitting to tell this story. Met him at the gas station. I just wish that they could figure out how to automatically gas up cars, but I wouldn't be selling as much coffee at the gas station, and I would never have met Wayne. Well, Wayne was at the end stages of his life, and he was saying, do you know who I am? Well, I said, I don't know who you are, Wayne, but I bet you're going to tell me. We had a brief conversation. Back in the late 60s, Wayne was a limo driver. He was a young man that was finishing up his MBA at UCLA. In his limo, he had Art Linkletter and Walt Disney. He listened and that listening became an opportunity. I hope, ladies and gentlemen, that will listen to this are listening because there's an opportunity. That's what Wayne did. He heard Mr. Walt Disney say to Art Linkletter, I think I'm going to create another theme park like Disneyland in Central Florida. I've heard that there's some really nice land in this place called Kissimmee. Wayne heard that information. He seized the opportunity because he listened. He lived in the no-doubt zone. He went to work. He did OPM, other people's money, collected the money. 3 days later, he was on an airplane to Orlando. Can you imagine flying in the late 60s in an airplane? Oh, my goodness, he must have taken 6 stops to get from California to Florida. He got there, bought this land because he had faith. He was leaving in the no-doubt zone. In 2 weeks, he met Mr. Walt Disney at the closing table, and Walt Disney said to him, young man, you look familiar. And he goes, yes, sir, I am. I was your limo driver 2 weeks ago. And he made enough money because he resold that land to Mr. Walt Disney that his family was set for the rest of their life because he listened. He seized the opportunity, and he lived in the no-doubt zone. And you can too. All I'm going to say, Jay Noland is going to number one with or without you or me or anyone else. This is why we call him Mr. Noland. He deserves that kind of reference. So why don't you live like in Oz, that imaginary world where your dreams can take flight and be a part of Oz, the voice of travel, so you can join us by impacting the health and wealth. And we're doing 100,000 lives this year just on the Bear team. And Peter, you know how we're doing it? We're doing it one cup of coffee and one trip at a time. So check me out, JODEE at Health Coach Jody. Give me a call at 678-522-3757 or buildingfortunesradio.com/Jody. Thank you, Peter, for giving me this opportunity and launching this platform called Voz Travel.
Excellent. So for those people listening in, we're going to make sure this is a replay on several different times. So if you hear it, remember this is November of 2019. This is that, that conversation that you heard in the back of the limo, like Jody had mentioned a little bit earlier. This is your chance. There's a lot of people that are going to take advantage of this. And Jody, one of the reasons why a lot of your leaders were able to jump on top and take advantage of this is because they're making money with you already. So that's a great thing. So if you're interested in making some extra money and having a great opportunity and working with a company that's going somewhere, and, the things that I hear you guys moving in the horizon coming towards the beginning part of next year, just amazing. So if you want to be in the right place at the right time with great people, join with Jody. We'll catch everybody next time on Building Fortunes Radio.
Thank you, dear.
Bye for now.
You've been listening to Building Fortunes Radio on buildingfortunesradio.com. Thanks for listening. Be sure to check us out every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for the designated Building Fortunes Radio segment with Peter Mingils. Be sure to check out the buildingfortunesradio.com website for our featured segments. It's been our privilege to have you listen in. At Building Fortunes Radio, we wish you the success you deserve and are willing to work for. So spread the word, tell a friend, join our newsletter, and go make a difference in your world.